Look who I got. Ah, right on up stage.
Thank you.
Crystal and Pete. Come on, guys. That was actually a little tepid, man. I know. Thank you. You know what? Don't make me have to beg again. I see you out there, and I'm going to hold it against you. So I brought with me to the stage Pete and Crystal, Ordinary Elephant, OE in the OG for people who are cool. Don't know that they're not cool. I have to tell a little bit of the story, if you guys don't mind, of how they ended up here. You might have seen if you read my invitation. You know, I call these guys my COVID silver lining. I was watching Mary Gauthier on I watched her most Sundays, and you guys came on, and I was blown away. And I think within about 24 hours, 48 hours, I went on your website, found out how to contact you, sent an email off to it. It was Fleming Artist, and he answered right back, and he said, well, you know, if the Sisters Festival up in Bend actually happens, they're coming to the West Coast. And, you know, maybe they do a trip down to Sacramento. I'm like, oh, my God, that's fantastic. He said, it's really crazy because actually somebody else from Sacramento just emailed me like 10 minutes ago. And I thought, Gloria. Where are you, Gloria? Where are you? Yes, see, I knew we were watching Mary Gauthier the same night. Gloria does house concerts, too. We were both watching Mary Gauthier on Sunday afternoon because I could see her in the live chat and she could see me, right? And I knew it was her. And I was like, damn it. Gloria beat me to Ordinary Elephant. And so Jim's like, if that happens, then they can come down for both concerts. Like, oh, that's great. So we could do like Friday and Saturday. And Gloria, I swear to God, this is true. I said, you know what? Gloria got to him first. Sure, it was only 10 minutes, but Gloria got to him first. It's only right. Gloria gets Saturday. I'll take Friday. I don't have Saturdays, but I'm going to give it up. Well, I heard later from Gloria that Jim went right back to her, Jim Fleming went right back to her and said, hey, I got somebody else in Sacramento. Would you be willing to take Friday instead of Saturday? And Gloria said, is it Cassie? Of course it was. And sweet and generous Gloria and Larry over at Our Yard House Concerts gave up Saturday so we could be here Saturday. And I was over at their place last night, and Mary was over there last night. Mary did sound for the first time, not at the Bootleg, but over at the Our Yard, and we got the opportunity to listen to these guys last night. So we got a really nice warm up over there. So I want to talk a little bit about these guys, and I think I'm going to say some things that they probably, just knowing these guys as well as I do now after 24 hours, they're probably a little bit shy about this. But, you know, in 2017, they were the Falcon Ridge Folk Festival Emerging Artists. They were emerging in 2017 out of a cocoon, apparently. No, out of an RV. They were emerging out of an RV. And then in 2018, they were the International Folk Music Awards Artist of the Year for 2017. And then in 2019, NACC Folk Chart Year-End #2 album. Now, that was some pretty steady rise. I think if a little thing like COVID hadn't happened in 2020, Grammys. I'm thinking Grammys, right? I mean, it seems like it's like trajectory, the natural trajectory. And so these guys could have been 2020 Artists of the Year. And here they are all the way. I've been touting this from Nashville. I found out last night. No, they're from Louisiana. I don't know where I got Nashville. They're from Louisiana.
I mean,
Crystal was born in Louisiana. This guy here is from Austin, Texas. Not a bad music town to be from, right? And so not from Nashville, but from down in I think I can safely say it's the Bayou, right? The Bayou. What great singer-songwriters come out of the Bayou. What is it about you swamp people?
yeah. It's the humidity, I think.
It's the humidity. It is a humidity. I mean, it makes for some phenomenal singer-songwriters. And so all the way, not from Nashville, but from the Bayou to the Bootleg on a special little jaunt down to Sacramento before they hit the big music festival, I gift to you, Ordinary Elephant.
Eggshell white, paint in your hair, dirt beneath your nails and years on the back of your hands. Some things can wash clean, and some will stick around. Blades of St. Augustine scattered across the driveway. Still feels like Sunday when I hear a Cajun band. Every chamber of my heart bears the mark of what I come from. Sometimes our world falls apart, but I guess that's what it takes to find the part that cannot break. Wooden table on a concrete slab. The fish are red and the crabs are blue. Every 5-gallon bucket carries a piece of you. Some things can wash clean, and some will stick around. Spilled beer and a deck of cards, your old bed sheet for a tablecloth. Some of those days are lost, but most I still come across. Every chamber of my heart bears the mark of what I come from. Sometimes our world falls apart, but I guess that's what it takes to find the part that cannot break. I come from hard work, I come from never giving up, I come from you. I built cities from sidewalk chalk and sailed the world in a cardboard boat. Hope I always dream that big. I put the whole damn kitchen in every pot of cold mud soup. Hope I always put everything I got into what I do. Some things can wash clean, and some will stick around. Every chamber of my heart bears a mark of what I come from. Sometimes our world falls apart, but I guess that's what it takes to find the part that cannot break. We cannot break. Thank you.
Y'all are awesome. This is... Oh, stop, you are. Oh, man. To have two, so we played Gloria and Larry's last night, and we walk into these people's backyard, there and here, and it's just, it's like a little mini festival grounds. And these, how does this happen? It is amazing, and we are so thankful for both of them reaching out and getting us here. We it's funny how songs can change a bit over time, and not necessarily what they mean, but how you feel them, based on what you've experienced and what you've been through. And this next song is one that we would typically introduce by saying it's what you get when you mix depression and a grocery store, which is still very much true. But I just had no idea the total other layer that would take on in this last year and a half. I don't go grocery shopping anymore. He does that for me.
I do.
There's a pizza crust in the parking lot, and a blackbird with a new batch of friends. The engine's off, my seatbelt's still on, gathering up the energy to go in. There's a shopping cart in the 4 o'clock surge, telling the light where to land. Fingers back and forth between the steering wheel and the seat. I wish that cart could talk to my hands. I know where to go, I don't know how. I'm just a shadow trying to get off the ground. Grocery store greeter, bright yellow vest so you can see her, waiting to be hospitable. Do my best to reciprocate, fake a frugal smile, not sure who's more uncomfortable. The produce is impossible, can't make decisions on a good day. What am I supposed to do now? All these artificial people in this artificial light here, I don't feel like myself anyhow. I know where to go, I don't know how. I'm just a shadow trying to get off the ground. Myself in the freezer door glass, see myself and what's behind it, suspended on a shelf, waiting to expire or be brought back to life. There's a tap on my shoulder, concerned voice in my ear. Is there something I can help you find? I guess I look confused, a little bit lost, or maybe it's just how I look in this light. I know where to go, I don't know how. I'm just a shadow trying to get off the ground. Nowhere to go, I don't know how. Thank you. So Cassie mentioned we emerged from an RV. We were living in Houston. I grew up in Louisiana. He grew up in Austin. And we lived in Houston for a while. And then we lived on the road in an RV for 5 years. And we're still married, so it's good. And then right before the pandemic, we decided to get a place to kind of settle in and then still travel in our van. And we had no idea how good our timing was. We were super thankful for that. But when we were downsizing from when we were living in Houston, going to RV life, it's an interesting thing realizing, like, downsizing that to that degree. You know, it's like you're basically like moving into a closet of your home. Like, you're just trying to figure out the things that you realize how much stuff you have that you don't need,
and what's important enough that you want to bring along with you. And we prepared for that well as children. We both played Tetris. Is any Tetris fans out there? Yeah. That, like, really, you know how to fit the stuff in the space. Like, you can see it. You know, this can fit in this little tiny space, which is very helpful. However, RVs have weight ratings, and it matters how much those things in those spaces weigh. And so we had to think about that. And as we're going through all of our stuff, we'd say, is this worth the weight of it to bring along? And the play on that phrase just stuck itself in my little songwriter brain, and just started thinking about all sorts of things that in our lives that have, in humans' lives, that have weight beyond the physical. And we ended up with this song. Are you ready?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. My instrument is used to 100% humidity.
Yes. And 100-degree weather.
Yeah.
Lately.
The window in the wood frame you're afraid, thinking things only a kid can. You're 6 years old, but someday you'll be standing where I am. More of a man, more you won't understand. You will wonder if it's worth the wait. The worry wears you down. Half your life spent figuring out how to make the other half count. You can count on asking yourself if what you're doing is enough. If you're anything like me, when you grow up. Scattered puzzle on the table, big pictures starting to take shape. Every piece has a place to fall, but you've got mistakes to make. You're green enough to bend, pure enough to break. You will wonder if it's worth the wait. The worry wears you down. Half your life spent figuring out how to make the other half count. You can count on asking yourself if what you're doing is enough. If you're anything like me, when you grow up, you will question the fight and how it is won. You will fight the question of whether it can be done to keep kind all that rises from your chest to your tongue. Don't ever let your words undo the work you've done. Sunlight through the kitchen window, your shadow stands up taller than you. I'm 36 years old, but someday I will stand up taller too. If all the talk I talk is something I can live up to, 'cause I still wonder if it's worth the wait. The worry wears me down. I'm still figuring out how to make it all count, and I can count on asking myself if what I'm doing is too much to let you be who you want to be when you grow up.
Thank you. Songs are fickle things. I feel like they can be like stray dogs sometimes. They won't fully come to you until they're ready. And there's a song idea that I had that I wanted to write around my grandmother, my mom's mom, and I had these lines and this idea, and I would try, and it wasn't right. It wasn't happening. It wasn't going anywhere, and so it just kind of got tucked away. And then we lost my grandmother very unexpectedly. She was in her late 80s, but it was very unexpected and very sudden. And, kind of felt like, oh, maybe that would be the time, and it just kind of got tucked away again. And it wasn't until about a year and a half after she passed, and we were making the transition back to living in a home. And kind of long story, but we were in Oregon, bought a house in Louisiana, and had to drive there in like 4 days. It was a little insane. But so we were driving our van and travel trailer, our home, and we stopped through Austin to get some things from his parents. Like we didn't have a bed for this home. We did some essential things that they had that they were able to give to us, and they also gifted us this old upright piano. And so there were things that we needed to bring to our new home that we didn't have room for in our van and travel trailer. Definitely too heavy for that. And so we had this, we rented this big yellow Penske truck, and so I'm driving that home, and he's driving the van and travel trailer. And I tend to write while I'm driving, and there was just, I don't, I realize y'all are very good listeners. I hear people react to lines that yep, I love it. Writing in my head while I'm driving, and just something about the timing and piano in the back, I guess. Maybe it was the song was living inside there, but it started, those lines that I wrote so many years ago just kind of came into the front of my brain, and I continued them and kept building this story around it. And we got home, and after our new home, and we unloaded the piano, and we don't play the piano. Neither of us know how to play the piano. We have a piano. It's beautiful in our home. But something felt like wanted to be a piano song, and so I'm like very humbly trying to plink through this. And I wrote the song on the piano that had been waiting to come out. And then we've since transcribed it to instruments that we actually know how to play and that we can carry around with us.
Actually, I brought the piano.
It's back there. Okay. All right. So her name was Birdie, and so this one is called "Birdie Was an Oak Tree."
There's an oak tree out in the yard in a spot that you can't miss. I don't always look her straight on when I'm sitting in her shade. Lately she's been leaning, standing tall in her small kind of way, fighting hard to do what she loves, no matter what time takes away. When it's time for her to be gone, when it's time, when it's time, when it's time, the wind will be blowing, when it's time, when it's time. Every morning that I'm at home, I sit out in the yard, in a spot I always miss when I'm out on the road. Same chair, same tree, same birds talking to me, same things to take for granted. They're there for me to see when it's time for her to be gone, when it's time, when it's time, when it's time, the wind will be blowing, when it's time, when it's time. like static on the line. Close my eyes to listen harder. The only voice I hear is my rage. From a whisper to waiting silence to a wail of disbelief. The sun floods through the windows where branches used to be. I run out against the wind, drop my knees to the dirt, run my fingers through the leaves, lean into a hurt that takes my breath away. There's a tree stump out in the yard, a patch of shade that I miss. Run my fingers round her rings when I'm feeling alone, like unraveled strings of DNA that rearranged and found their way to a new set of genes. And every one of my cells, and every word that I say when it's time for me to be going, when it's time, when it's time, when it's time, the wind will be blowing, when it's time, when it's time. Thank you.
The wind really picked up on that first verse, and I was like, don't cry in the middle of your song. Don't do it. Before I wrote songs, I just wrote poetry, wrote whatever wanted to come out. I was a writer first, and so that's something I've continued to do. And we send out a monthly-ish newsletter that we usually include some poetry in. I've had people send back just commenting on it and saying, "Oh, when are you going to put it together in a book?" And like, well, that's a lovely idea. We will do that. And so we did. And we have these books. So I'll read you something from there that I wrote shortly after my grandmother passed. We went to their property. My grandfather had already passed away, and it's a very common thing in South Louisiana to have something called a shop. It's kind of like a workshop, like you would think, with tools and that sort of thing. But there's also typically a kitchen in there, and just a place to have family gatherings and fish fries and crawfish boils and that kind of thing. And we had to get something out of there shortly after she passed, and I wrote this one called Yardstick. Leaning up against the worn wooden wall, it's 3 feet on the concrete, numbers and notches so orderly along the side, a contrast to this space. Black ink or paint in the grooves that told it where to be, making marks for measuring. It was probably made for fabrics, but was more often used for fish. So many cleaned and cooked in this workshop that was a satellite extension of the house, where there are only cobwebs and quiet now. But if I close my eyes and hold my breath, I can smell the cornmeal and red pepper. I can hear the fuzzy crack of fish hitting hot oil. I open my eyes and pick up this aging yardstick, still sturdy in my weak and weepy hands. And I'm thankful that some things can't be measured. Well, earlier this year, we was reading a New York Times article, an opinion piece on death. As you do in the middle of a pandemic. It's written by a palliative care and hospice physician, just kind of, just talking about the people's perception of mortality in this time and how it's changed over this, what we've all been experiencing. And there was something in there that just really, really stuck out to me that I loved. He talked about how death is not the physical end of your body, that we are made up of atoms that have been here for a very long time and will go on well beyond us, and that it all just kind of gets recycled. And just in a time of such loss, thinking about things never really, just conservation of it all. But there's something comforting in that, and thinking about what we may have been or what we may go on to be. And this one came around shortly after.
Let's pretend we are pigeons strutting round a Sunday bench, dancing for our dinner from an old man home in old hymns. We can be beggars, we can help pass the time, build a bridge for joy to walk upon without seeing the design. Let's pretend we are rosary beads being rolled in wrinkled hands, or sunk deep into a stranger's skin next to the name of his first band. We can be someone's prayer, we can be a permanent scar, we can be the dust that grants the wish inside a fallen star. We're in the service of a circle that ain't broken yet, and everything that is has always been and will someday be again. But ashes to atoms, we all fall from our skin. So let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are poetry printed on a page, watching heavy eyes trace our shape as we give their weight a name. We can be a teacher, we can be a hand to hold, outlive the mind that wrote us down, forgive the words it chose. We're in the service of a circle that ain't broken yet, and everything that is always been and will someday be again. But ashes to atoms, we all fall from our skin. So let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are a promise hanging heavy from a tongue, put out like a handshake for someone else to judge. We can be a savior or a trick up a sleeve. We can be who we say we are or who they need us to be. We're in the service of a circle that ain't broken yet. So let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus course that never ends.
Thank you. Y'all are awesome. Thank you for being here. This is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And we are so thankful to Cassie for creating this space. It's so, I mean, we've continued writing and playing during this time of not being able to tour, and to be able to get back up here and share things with people in real life and space it is heartwarming and just fulfilling, and we're so grateful for the opportunity. It is almost my birthday again. I don't know how that happened. It feels like, I don't know. Time is an interesting thing. But last year, I turned 40 during the year of the pandemic, and there's nothing quite like that to like really get the midlife crisis wheels turning. Just being home in your space, and yeah. So I wrote a song about it. It's very strange, I know.
Barely made it.
Barely. Smell of coffee's lying around like confetti on the floor. Dust is falling in a sunbeam, and it looks like fake snow in that Christmas snow globe with the lighthouse that Grandma always leaves out for a month or two past Mardi Gras. Everything is a beacon, a breadcrumb leading me back to a moment bookmarked in my brain, ready to be turned to and unfolded so I can tear it out and hold it right up against what's right in front of me. Oh, 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 oh. Been too busy comparing now to then, and too far from the end to feel the end creeping closer. But every crumpled calendar page is more than a step forward, it's a step away. Back here it's clear, my path ain't pointing toward forever. Life has always been at art, bent toward this half-century mark, leaving behind a wake of wondering where I should have been. Every one of its waves is stacking up instead of fading, so it all keeps ringing loud into the ether. Oh, 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 oh. So I guess this is my mandatory midlife comeuppance, where I learn the time both changes and it doesn't. That I can always say there used to be more of it left, and that will always be true. That thought keeps me up at night, tossing and turning over questions that I tried harder to get through. They used to raise their hands, wave them quiet in the dark. Now those hands are fists, slugging me in the eye, yelling tag. You're it, between the blaring of my alarm. So every morning is a fight between doing right by the days left and planning out just how to do that. There's a line between balance and being lost and trying to find it. It's as fine as every wrinkle in this bathroom mirror. I realize we are reflections of everything that we have seen, but I believe that if we're lucky, or that we have let ourselves dream, still flickering in the dark somewhere like a worn-out film on a dollar theater movie screen. Oh, 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 oh.
Like in times of large loss, or in big things are happening, big changes, it's the small things that you can kind of ground yourself in, or kind of use to help remind us to be grateful. And, that's what we were trying to do in the middle of last year, 7 years ago, or whenever that was. You know.
We're as good at telling time now, the same level of skill at telling time and talking, apparently, as dogs. When you leave, your dog thinks you're gone for 7 years.
Right, you come back and you're like, you have been gone for 10 years. I am so glad you came home. Thank you. Yes.
About time.
Right, and it's been 2 minutes.
That's us now.
Yep, yep.
Fields of rye and golden rye, waving in the wind, I give 'em a nod. The crows are calling, got dogs at my feet. Joy's not forgotten me. So gravel road crackles like static in the air. Don't know the way, but I'm getting there. There's humming in my head, melody breaking free. Joy's not forgotten me. Tonight I sway to that old-time sound, in a crown of starlight and a cotton gown. I'll dance with the moon through the cracks in the clouds, sing my thanks for what I found. Sing my thanks for what I found. Spent the day stacking wood in the shade of the pines, cutting what fell and calling it mine. Fuel for the evening, an offering from the trees. Joy's not forgotten me. Campfire turns a song to a smile, like a totem die cut straight from time. I'll tell it on the prairie, I have all I need. Joy's not forgotten me. Tonight I sway to that old-time sound, in a crown of starlight and a cotton gown. I'll dance with the moon through the cracks in the clouds, sing my thanks for what I found. Sing my thanks for what I found. Joy's not forgotten me. Tonight I sway to that old-time sound, in a crown of starlight and a cotton gown. I'll dance with the moon through the cracks in the clouds, sing my thanks for what I found. Sing my thanks for what I found. Sing my thanks for what I found.
There are other lessons the pandemic has tried to teach me. I'm one of those people that I don't like to feel like I'm wasting time, or like I want to be productive in my time that I have. And so being given this like unending, unknowingly, you don't know when the time is going to end, that you have, like, you can't go anywhere. It just, my brain is like, oh my God, you have to do all of the things that you've been saying I don't have time to do.
And everyone else is doing all the things,
Right.
right? Everyone did all the things.
But it did seem like, on social media, all the thing, like everyone's doing the things. Everyone's, now a baker and whatever, they've built a house in the back, and just like, I got out of bed and made coffee. Like what,
Success.
But so that was tough. And it feel like it was trying to teach me that rest can actually be productive. I'm still trying to learn that lesson. It's going to take a little while to stick, I think. But
I'm the opposite. I think rest is more productive than being productive. So we're a good balance.
yes, we help balance each other out. In a lot of situations, I'm trying to realize that a lot of times things can wait until tomorrow. A lot of the time.
I keep waiting for the dreams to stop with all their dying eyes. The face always one I love, the hands always mine. I'm like a street dog waiting in the morning light, not sure how to trust. Just a silhouette in my doorway, trying to remember who I was. There's a day waiting for no one can see it out the screen door, asking me what I'm waiting for. Maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. There are days when hope is a ghost, just a brush across my cheek, but it hangs around in my heart like old dogs that never leave. So I made a promise to speak kind, take it slow, let myself breathe. But fear blows in like smoke, that promise gets hard to keep. There's a day waiting for no one can see it out the screen door, asking me what I'm waiting for. Maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. When it comes down to the end of this life or this evening, I keep fighting to remember what I have trouble believing. It's not procrastination, it's patience. Being still is not being weak. My silence can be of service to the words I will speak.
think some songs find us because they know we're going to need to, we as the writers will need to hear them as we go on. We're so, as humans, we're so good at, pattern recognition and comparing and contrasting things that's how we navigate the world. But when you apply that comparison thing and when looking at other human beings and what they're doing, or who you think they are based on their social media, it becomes a dangerous thing. It's so easy to fall into. You see someone doing something you love to do, and you see them doing it really well. It's hard to not fall into that trap. We try to be inspired in those situations instead. And remember that we're all here for something. We all have something to give, and that's all important.
Over in the corner, like an old bar stool, he held me up right when I needed him to. He said, listen up, my friend, let me tell you what I know. You can wish you were someone else, then you gotta let it go. 'Cause that's a good way to get a bad start. I don't care what straw you drew, gotta let it make the best of you. We ain't playing a game, we're running a race. It's a way of life, boy, you just gotta find your place. Used to be like you, we'll sit here in the dark, watch them in the spotlight, pick myself apart. That's a good way to get a bad start. I don't care what straw you drew, gotta let it make the best of you. Yourself up or find a crack to fall through. 'Cause that's a good way to get a bad start. I don't care what straw you drew, gotta let it make the best of you. You don't need a good way, get a bad start. I don't care what straw you drew, gotta let it make the best of you.
Thank you so much. I think, is Cassie out there? It is. I believe that she has.
I mean, nothing planned, right?
No,
No.
definitely nothing.
Not time for anything.
No. I just wanted to see your face up here.
I here's the thing. I didn't want it to be my time. Because we all know when it's my time, then we're getting close to the end. And that's when we all get sad, not because of any of your songs.
There's that too, but
I am a sad girl. I am a proud and mighty sad girl. And I love nothing better than to dance to a slow song. So I was back there dancing, so thank you. Oh my gosh. Now, if you guys read my email that I sent out at about midnight last night, didn't I say that they're like, somehow they are both lush and sparse at the same time, right? Was I right? I'm totally right. It's incredible. I don't know quite how you're doing that. And that Crystal's voice, right? It's like can just sail, and then there's that grit. And I told her yesterday, I'm not gonna embarrass if I say this, but because I've listened to their CD, I don't know, probably like 100 times. And there's that grit that she gets in her voice. And I was watching her yesterday. Now, of course, I'm projecting probably, but I was like, when you hit that face, it's like you're drinking some cowboy whiskey at a saloon, and you get in there. And I just love it. I love it. But then she's got the little daisy flowers in her hair and the baby doll dress, wrapping it. You got the grit. It's amazing. So it's hard for me to even talk about the next acts, but I'm kind of excited about them. On October 16th, we have Webster, Walton, and Edwards, WWE. Walton back there in the back. So many of you guys know her with Mumbo Gumbo, but she's, what's that band's name? Been around for Mumbo, I think it was Mumbo Frickin' Gumbo is what I called you last week. But with Webster, Walton, and Edwards, there's a whole other twist to her, and it brings out this other side. And if you love Tracy, you love Tracy, and you will love her as WW and WWE. And so that RSVP form is going to open up tomorrow, and then opening up 3 weeks in advance of them. This just snuck in November 5th. There's supposed to be a little Casey Lipka here. I'm not exactly sure what, but she's promising me something. And then on November 12th, Maya Sharp, she's going to be another national touring act. I'm going to say she's Nashville-based, but she's probably out of the bayou. She happens to be Bonnie Raitt's opening act, but she is a great act in and of herself, and she's a singer-songwriter who has written songs for The Chicks, used to be called, might know them as the Dixie Chicks, quite wisely dropped the Dixie, and now just the Chicks, Trisha Yearwood, Kebmo, and Cher. I mean, that's pretty good, right? If you're a singer-songwriter, you're written for that group, right? And on December 4th, we have Vintage Vandals. They're a local rockabilly. Oh, what will I wear? I don't know if I've got anything in my closet for that. And then we will have a holiday show here on the Sunday or the Saturday before Christmas. It's Cups, some variation of the Cups. There will be somebody here for sure for that holiday show. And so with that talk of the future shows, I'm going to bring us right back here to this show and say, if these guys haven't fallen in love with you tonight like I have fallen in love with you, there's just something wrong with them. Exactly. So you guys show them the love. Don't leave them hanging, man. Don't leave them hanging. And I'm going to do something for you guys because I had to kind of talk them into the live stream a little bit. They were like, we've been on live stream for like a year. We want to see faces. And I had to talk them into it because my mom and dad watched the live stream back in Iowa. There's probably the only two out there. Although maybe her parents too. But I know one of the reasons, they want the lighting, right? And I turned this down pretty low as I could, and still have good live streaming. But I'm sorry, you folks at home, but I'm going to turn it down even further because I want you to be able to see the faces that are over there. I want you to be able to see all the faces, and I know that impacts that.
Yeah,
and so I'm gonna turn that off. And if you just promise to bring me some more of that grit.
Do it.
Where's the whiskey?
Oh, whiskey. I don't do the whiskey. Don't do the whiskey. Yes, my parents are watching down in Louisiana. Hi, Mom and Dad. Everyone's telling you hi. I don't know if you can hear them, but everyone is telling you hello. We started the set. I can't speak now. Ooh, mood lighting.
Can you see these guys?
No, I can't, but that's okay. I will see them after.
That's okay.
Hey! Look
There
at
are
all these people!
Whoa.
Where have y'all been? I thought I heard something out there.
Well, we started the set with a song I wrote for my mom, that first song we played. So we're going to do my dad's song now, so he doesn't get jealous. This is one I wrote for he and his grandmother, who raised him for a good portion of his life.
Daddy was a railroad man, raised by a woman whose life and love showed in her hair. She saw fire and death, was given less than her fair share, but never asked for more. She just thanked her stars and garters, held close her 9 sons and daughters. When the south wind carries home, whistle of their freight train, I can hear her speak to me, see the strength she gave and the man she made. Makes me proud to share his name. Through the fields of cane and corn, across the tracks and back again to see when we could. As a child, I did not see the story behind the smile that she put in his eye. She lived a small town life, taught him what it means to try. When the south wind carries home, whistle of their freight train, I can hear her speak to me, see the strength she gave and the man she made. Makes me proud to share his name. Summer sun, we drove back to that town where the dirt turns red and the river's brown. He stood tall and strong for a song that she gave him for times like those. When we watched far away, woman of amazing grace. When the south wind carries home, whistle of their freight train, I can hear her speak to me, see the strength she gave and the man she made. Makes me proud to share his name. Share his name. Share his name.
Thank you. Was that enough grit for you, Cassie?
Ooh.
'It. This is great. Sorry if we're just dark blobs to you live stream people. We appreciate you watching from everywhere that you are. Yeah, you know, we're always kind of a conduit for songs. And sometimes we are the story, And sometimes we're just the storyteller, and it's someone else's story that's coming out. And we're honored that this song chose us to kind of come out into the world. It's a reminder to us that, you know, no matter how much we want to think that what we believe and how we act is the right way to be, we all have unconscious bias and these conditioned ways of thinking that can sometimes be incredibly harmful to other people. And our environments, you know, our families or our schools and communities, it can all be a reason that those things exist. But we can't let that be an excuse.
Excuses are easy when everything's on the line. These are Montana magpies, they're black, they're white. Feathers sitting side by side, bringing unknown offering, something we should try. Was he a monster or a martyr? Depends on who he asks. But once it's done, you can't take it back. How can I keep my mind open if my eyes are closed? It's hard to hide the hate when there's no love to show. How can I nail a man up for the color of his skin? Knock him down, make him pay for my father's sin. And I am starting to see we are all the color of the scars that we keep. Show you when you're older, my father always said, but he never did get old enough for that. Every Sunday afternoon, denim shirt, cowboy hat, out in the sun, throwing shadows at an axe. There's a tool for every job, and a job for every man. Be careful what you put in your hands. How can I keep my mind open if my eyes are closed? It's hard to hide the hate when there's no love to show. How can I nail a man up for the color of his skin? Knock him down, make him pay for my father's sin. And I am starting to see we are all the color of the scars that we keep. These times are hard, and it's harder to heal when where you were born decides what you fear. It's time to be a brother, not my father's son. I was born to be a bigot, but that don't mean that I'm one. I put my boots on just the same, and when the day is done, I pray for you, my son. How can I keep my mind open if my eyes are closed? It's hard to hide the hate when there's no love to show. How can I nail a man up for the color of his skin? Knock him down, make him pay for my father's sin. And I am starting to see we are all the color of the scars we keep. We are all the color of the scars we keep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to read you something else. In the dark now. If I can. We'll see. Didn't think about that. Didn't think that through.
Left my flashlight.
Lord. We will see. If I can even find the page first, that would be good. Okay, here it is. I think I can. Maybe I'll have you hold it over there.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. It's good. This is good if I hold it right here. I know. And it's starting. I can feel it, you know. If I'm tired, I can't see as well. If there's not enough light. Damn. This one is called Breathe. Filling like a flesh-colored water balloon, slow expansion of muscle, bone, and skin, to make room for the non-liquid lifeblood hanging around our faces, heavy with humid molecules, taunting those with broken lungs. Nostrils flare like a windblown skirt, funneling in all they can. Cicadas crescendo into the moment, start to take it over as I let my breath out with a sigh, after the air has done its job, shared what it needed to share. A sweaty hand grabs mine and reminds me to keep walking.
Who you calling sweaty hand?
I don't know if y'all heard him. He said, "Who you calling sweaty hands?"
Make you coffee every morning. You make me laugh when I'm trying not to. See me in ways I'm scared to. And love me anyway. Now this West Texas sunset is watching us walk off a hard day. With too much to do got in the way of being who we are. It was a day best left for being left behind, but I would do it all over to stay shoulder to shoulder with you. As long as the rain turns to river in this canyon, this canyon returns my every word. I will sing it out in echoes. Anywhere the road goes, I walk with you, I walk with you, I walk with you. Got two dogs apiece, like bouncing balloons on the end of their leash. Kick it up, gold dust from the sagebrush, tails to the wind. Now there's nothing like a good dog to show you the joy in a single moment. There's nothing like a good love to make every moment worth it. So I will spend everyone left to come right where I am, shoulder to shoulder with you. As long as the rain turns to river in this canyon, this canyon returns my every word. I will sing it out in echoes. Anywhere the road goes, I walk with you, I walk with you, I walk with you. I walk walk with you. I will walk with you.
Thank you. Again, a huge thank you to Cassie for opening up her home, backyard, and creating this awesome space, and to Mary running sound over there. And Jennifer helping out with merch and just general awesomeness. And Tracy running to get us food. And all of you for being here on this beautiful evening. We're going to leave you with this song that we wrote, I guess, a year and a half ago now, which is crazy. We started our pandemic by flying to and from Australia in 5 days. I would not recommend doing that. It was right when everything was changing really quickly, and we had a tour planned, so we went. We played one show, then everything started getting shut down, and we had to turn around and come home. And we sorted that all out, and like, okay, good, we're feeling good about getting that done and getting home safely, and then we just kind of really felt the weight of everything that was happening and the changing, and we wrote this one.
Tell me that story again, darling. The one where we all end up alright. Tell me that story again, darling. Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true once upon a time? I'll keeping up with the laundry. You'll keeping up with the car. I guess things aren't really changing here. It sure feels like they are. It sure feels like they are. Got good dogs, got a good porch. Got eyes to see and we've got a good view. Got ears to hear and we are listening. The truth is not something we can choose. The truth is not something we can choose. Tell me that story again, darling. The one where we all end up alright. Tell me that story again, darling. Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true? Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true? Wasn't it true? Once upon a time. Wasn't it true? Tell me that story again, darling. Wasn't it true? Tell me that story again, darling. Wasn't it true? Tell me that story again, darling. Wasn't it true? Tell me that story again, darling. Wasn't it true? Wasn't it true? Once upon a time. Wasn't it true? Wasn't it true? Once upon a time.
Thank you all so much.
Our eyes are just getting dilated. You gotta give us another one.
Thank y'all.
I don't know why people disparage a banjo. You make that thing sing. Oh.
You're too kind.
I am truthful, my man. I am truthful. One more, right? Enough.
Or Jenny. Okay, first.
What is your other instrument?
This is an octave mandolin.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You don't know what that is.
Oh my gosh.
Do you want to tell them what it is?
I just told him what it was. It's tuned like a mandolin, except an octave lower. Same. Yeah. And I lost
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically because there are no ordinary elephants, in our opinion. Even your everyday ordinary elephant out there is this magnificent creature. And there are a lot of things out there that way that may seem ordinary, but there's a lot more to it. So it's just a bit of a reminder to us to always take a second look. Thank you for asking. Oh no, and no.
This is worse than the banjo.
I know, it's work because it's got more strings. It's got 8 strings. And each of the little pairs of strings are the same note. So if they're like out, it's bad. You know, if they're like just off a hair, and then it's, yeah.
Bad.
It is less than ideal. I'll put it that way.
There you go.
Almost there. We did write the song in tune, so we're gonna
We
perform.
think.
We think, probably.
All right.
Jenny was a good woman, James was a gentleman. Pushed hard against the pushback. They loved like porcelain. It was a work of art. Got stronger under fire. Got judged for being what it was. It was worth the fight. No, forget what you come from. Don't forget what you come from. Jenny showed up at 16. James was born right down the street to a name that told him who he should be. There were things you didn't do, people you they didn't talk to. Jenny and James, they didn't care who knew. Don't forget what you come from. Don't forget what you come from. Jenny kept a diary, James just kept it in. Everybody's got their own way dealing with where they've been. They left before you got here. She left her words to read, and I'd give you her